Yo, what's going on, YouTube? This is Ice Cold Tip back with another Tip Reacts. I'm not doing that. Alright. I'm just gonna assume that everybody's seen the trailer. I'm not gonna break it down too hard. I don't know, I'm just gonna go through it, basically give my opinion on what I think about the characters, and just kind of go off from there. This is more or less in a rant format, as I've pretty much done most of my videos. First thing I want to mention is these are by far the most complete versions of every character, in not just, design, but also just their moves, right? They have pretty much every character is pretty much every move they've had, and I'm super down for that. The more moves, the merrier. Of course, not every move has made it in. Notably, Green Hand. Heard a lot of people talk about that, and some people are on cope like, oh, maybe they'll show Green Hand. They just didn't show it. All right, maybe Green Hand will be in. They just didn't show it. No. If Green Hand was in, they would show it. They would definitely show it. There's no reason not to show it. I'm kind of bummed that Green Hand was not his drive impact. I thought that would have been really funny. I was saying that, like, oh, they're gonna make Green Hand his drive impact. That would be fucking hilarious. It would. I think it would make a lot of Green Hand fans be quite upset, and you just feel like, oh no, it's right there. There's Green Hand, but no, it's this goofy chop thing. But I don't know. It's not for me. It's for wrestling fans and gief players, and I'm sure they like the chop thing because it's a reference to whatever the fuck. I don't know wrestling shit, but I'll talk more about that later. And the first thing pretty much everyone's noticed is gief is chunkier. Same thing with Honda. Honda actually looks like a sumo wrestler, and gief looks more like, a strong man, power lifter type, right? And it's fitting. He reminds me a lot of the strongman Brian Shaw, in just aesthetics and the way he looks, and I'm down with that. I've never considered playing gief or anything like that. I just think gief is a really corny character, just SPD, loopable Oki. Just I think that shit's corny as fuck. But I think he looks good. He looks fucking... As far as the new moves, not much to say. He's got more throws, more command grabs, all that lovely stuff. His Super 2, the drop kick, first of all, I'm going to talk about. I really like that. Some people say it might replace his heavy kick. I don't think that's the case. I'm sure it's probably going to be like a down forward heavy kick or a forward heavy kick or something. Just a command normal. Other things are like his level 2 super, which is his V skill 1, I believe it is. And it goes straight into this jackhammer move. And I'm sure it's going to be used for combos and utility. Just sucks you in full screen, and then he goes straight into the jackhammer. And I think that'd be pretty neat. The extra thing I'd like to mention about gief is it doesn't look like his CA level 3 super is frame 1. It could be a Mika situation because it looks like a command grab, right? I'm sure it's a command grab. It's not a hit grab. That would be really dumb. But it looks like it's maybe 2-3 frames above, anywhere there. I think where they're going with this is you can combo into it and is not frame 1, which I think is good. I think frame 1 supers are kind of corny, especially where it's like you can't combo into it, because it just makes it where you have to be random with the super, right? You have to just, send it on wake up or, in a minus or whatever the fuck, right? And especially in this game where you're going to be minus all the time because every fucking special move is minus, it's going to be really annoying. However, Lily, it looks like, has a frame 1 super. Other things are like the stomp move that was shown, and the chop. I'm assuming that's just going to be a target combo, a mash target combo. The stomp move I really like. I know it's like a wrestling thing, but it's like when I see that, all I can think of is King. I'm just like, they know what they're doing, especially if they have a fucking tiger mask as a cosmetic. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They want you to make King with a lot of this shit. But yeah, he's a lot more wrestly than ever, and I really like it. I think he looks great. He looks phenomenal. Like I said, best iteration of pretty much every character. I can't think of a character so far where it's like this has been the worst version of this character. Like why would they do that? I think every character's been just banger after banger after dulcim after banger, and it really shows. The only thing I think is kind of lame is gief's super is super good. It starts off and it's got like great build up and stuff like that. You know, he's like, I don't know, doing, you know, hyping up the crowd and shit. And then he goes in and he command grabs you, right? And he just SPDs you. You know, he just SPDs you. It's just like, really? That's it? You know, and I'm sure this is the CA version. They always show the CA version. So I'm sure if like the non-CA version, he just kind of does the arm bar and then goes straight into the fucking SPD. And it's just like, I feel like that's kind of lame because he already has the SPD and it's just like a move. He just kind of like hits you and then SPDs you. But he has this little bit where he hypes up the crowd and shit. And I guess that's sick. And it's just like, I don't know. Gief looks like, damn. And then Lily, if you were expecting anything new or unique, like, I don't know. She's T-Hawk. She's T-Hawk. We knew she was going to be T-Hawk. This is no surprise. I think she's honestly pretty much everything that was shown in her trailer is just essentially a T-Hawk move, right? You know, a lot of this stuff is just fucking T-Hawk through and through. Nothing really new, except for, of course, her like wind stock system thing is essentially all it is, right? That's the only thing that's pretty different. Of course, the Condor Spire and Condor Dive are a little different. You know, you can't really use that neutral, but I'm sure those are effects of the wind stock. So I'm sure she can use it like T-Hawk did. Lily looks just, I don't know. I wasn't too thrilled about Lily. Not as much as I thought I would be. She's just, well, T-Hawk. You know, pretty much everything that was shown was a T-Hawk move, except for she has the clubs. You know, a lot of people are like focusing way too much on the clubs, like they're a thing. The whole purpose of the clubs is so she can simulate T-Hawk's range, right? It's just so she can simulate T-Hawk's range, because they can't make this little, you know, what is she, 5'3" fucking girl have the same range as this, you know, like 7 foot tall dude just chopping you fucking full screen, right? So they'll have to simulate that with these clubs, and she really is just she's T-Hawk through and through. I think her CA is fucking corny. I don't like it. You know, she's got all the same stuff, Mexican Typhoon, yada yada yada. Just T-Hawk. But yeah, her CA's corny, where she goes whoa and falls on you. I don't like that shit. I think that shit's not for me. I think that shit's corny, and it's just like, oh wow, it's so cute and quirky. And it's like I don't care for it. Also, she's like, I don't know why she's not wearing real pants. Like, just like these weird fucking jean booty shorts. It's, I don't know, it's really peculiar. But other bits of like the taunt camera thing I thought was kind of neat. I like that. It better be an unblockable taunt. But no one's getting hit by that. It's like 9 billion frames. But I thought it was kind of funny. You should be able to cancel at any point and just kind of like whip it out and just like, you know, be able to take micro steps in between it. Just kind of like a Brian Fury kind of thing, but it's not going to be usable like Brian Fury's taunt, and there's not going to be like any setups for it or anything. It's not real, right? But it's neat. her outro is literally just Armika's outro, but instead of another woman, it's a fucking bird. But it's basically the same outro. Like, I watched Jam Croft's reaction, and oh my god, it was fucking painful. I watched a lot of reactions in the little time, but it was painful to watch, right? That one in particular, he watched it, the whole trailer through and through at normal speed, and then he rewatches it, and he watches the Lily trailer, and then he notices the camera, right? The camera taunt, and it's like, then I get to thinking, what the fuck were you noticing before? And then he notices the Mexican typhoon, and it's like, were you looking at the screen? Excuse me? And the best bit is he questions if it's a fucking hit grab, and it's like, how, he says it looks like a hit grab. How the fuck, what looks like a hit grab? You can't, like, I think that's kind of the point of a hit grab, is you can't tell the difference between a hit grab and a normal grab on hit if they're not blocking. Like, but yeah, Lily is just, honestly, I was more hyped for this character before this trailer came out, and I don't know. That's all I have to say about Lily. She's just Thok, pretty much. And you know, this has just been kind of a thing with fighting games, especially recently, where you basically take a sort of a character that's not as popular or played, you know, not a very common character, and then just give him ass and titties, right? And someone will play him. And this is something I personally just don't like. This, I think this is kind of just lame. You see this all the fucking time, or not really all the time, but I think female characters are honestly just so much less interesting and cool as male characters, just in gameplay. And I feel like it's kind of on purpose. I feel like they make the character, you know, and the idea of what they're gonna do, and then if they're just a boring, bland character, they're just like, oh, you know, make him a female and someone will fucking play him, right? I think so many female characters are just, they're so lazy, boring, bland, you know, not fun to play against, not fun to play, just overall poorly designed, and a lot of them annoying for people who don't have a straight porn addiction. You know, just very lazy fucking characters in general. Maybe I'm a sexist, maybe I'm fucking gay or some shit, probably both, but I just find that shit really corny. And they do this with characters, as we see also Aki, who's literally just going to be Fang, but because Fang is a weird fucking alien looking motherfucker and nobody wants to play him, they're making him a hot Chinese lady. And I'm sure her play rate is going to be through the fucking roof. And we also see this kind of with Seth, but Seth is really just a completely different character from 4 and 5, like not even close to the same. And then we also see this a bit in Tekken, of course. You know, you have, you know, Master Raven, you know, Raven, and then kind of, I guess, Josie as, you know, a sort of female version of Bruce. Personally, I don't really like that, but it is what it is. I don't really give a shit. You know, I probably wasn't going to play Thok anyway. I don't know. I might play her a little bit, but not putting all my eggs in that basket. I already have an idea of who I think I want to play, and she's not on the top of that list. The next one is Cammy. I find this funny. I find this really funny because there's all these reaction videos to this trailer, right? And look at the thumbnails, and you forget that, you know, 2 other characters were announced. You know, there was Lily and Gief too. Every fucking trailer is it's just fucking Every reaction video, it's just fucking Cammy, dude. It's just, you know, Cammy. It's like, dude, I don't know. Like, very few reactions, I feel like, had more than that. Some of them were like, you know, more equal than others, but those were more like breakdown videos, right? So many of them just like didn't even have gief on their fucking thumbnails, right? The only one was like Little Machin. Little Machin had just gief on his thumbnail, and I found that pretty funny. But anyway, enough talking about fucking thumbnails and shit. Cammy. Of course, most complete version of Cammy. She has, it looks like, pretty much everything that she's had before and more. But she's going to be more or less the same, right? First thing to note is, of course, this knee thing that appears to leave her airborne. I think that shit's pretty dope. Spin Knuckle looks... First thing is Spin Knuckle. It's used in this combo here. This does not look like it offers you a combo. This looks... I'm sure it's probably +2 or something on hit, but it... Like, JP recovers mad fast here. And it's kind of hard to tell with Street Fighter with their recovery because they like to add all these like extra flares at the end of a move, and it makes them it like where you got to move the stick and it'll cancel, you know, the rest of the animation. So it's quite hard to tell sometimes, but yeah, it doesn't look like it offers you a combo. It looks, you know, probably +2, +3, and that makes me question what is it on block. You know, will it even be plus on block, which I feel like is a big part of that move. Of course, Thirst Trap Taunt. Everyone and their fucking mother is talking about this. Literally, go outside, touch some grass. The only other thing is like the knee that leaves you airborne. That's kind of cool. And of course the thing where you can sort of charge moves a little bit, which is gonna only be used in combos. Let me see if I can find it. So Cammy does, yeah, this is it. So she does this basically cannon spike into this spiral arrow here, and what I believe this is when she does, she can hold the moves, right? And it has all this extra startup, and then it'll give a more powerful version of the move, adding this cannon spike bit here, right? Or not cannon spike, spiral arrow bit here. It's not much, but it's just, you know, a thing, right? It just will add more damage on the combos and just make it look a little cooler. Makes so you don't see the same thing as much, which I'm cool with. The level 2 is pretty sick. Everyone's talking about this. Ooh, the Street Fighter movie thing. And it's like, okay, it's tight. I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't been in a game earlier, to be honest. But you know, it is what it is. And then yeah, level 3 looks kind of dope. I think the impact's really good. I don't think this is the best level 3. I really like Guile's. But yeah, they've definitely mastered, you know, the impacts and the feel of all the moves. They all look and feel so great. One thing I really have to give props to is how fluid the animations are. Like, look at this, what I'd assume is a target combo. It all looks so good, and there's so much attention to detail. It's really amazing. And this is one thing. This is one thing about Tekken that is really nice, is that everything's a string, right? because everything's a string, you know, the characters move so much more fluidly than a lot of these other fighting games. And Street Fighter, you know, like, because how combos work is, you know, you kind of do a move and then you do the next move and they kind of just snap in place, right? But it's like this game, you can kind of see the motion here, and it looks really good, and like all this is super fluid, and just looks really clean, and there's so much attention to detail and love put into this, and yeah, it's for sure something. And of course, I think her redesign looks great. I think, like I said, this is probably the best redesign of not just her, but every character. And anyone complaining about this redesign and saying shit like if you say shit like they censored Cammy, or if you're complaining about the redesign and shit, I'm sorry to break the news to you, but your brain has been warped and destroyed by porn. You have porn brain damage. I'm sorry to break it to you, and you have a distorted view on reality, and can't look at the opposite sex without sexualizing them. It's just like she's still dressed like a hoe. Like, she's not wearing the leotard thing, right? But she's still wearing like these fucking tight ass yoga pants, leggings things with the you know, the stomach exposed and the crop top and shit. Like, she's not like in like a fucking burqa. She's not dressed like a fucking nun, dude. She's fucking like did you see her? Are you looking at the same Cammy I am? Because did you see her outro, bruh? Like, they gave you enough ass to look at. And if you're bitching about the redesign, like, what the fuck at this? Like, if you're complaining about the redesign, dude, they're gonna have the original costumes. In fact, we know that they have the original Cammy costume. Because it was in the leak where they showed her leak to Super, right? We know for a fact that they have her old costume. So if you don't like this, you have her old costume. And I'm sure they're gonna have all their old costumes. Sure, you're gonna get Alpha Chun too, and you know, whatever fucking else, right? You're gonna get their old costumes. Calm your shit down, right? But yeah, and that reminds me of this tweet. Let me try and find this. This one's good. I like this. Completely disappointed with the redesign of my waifu forever Cammy in Street Fighter 6. I'm hoping this is ironic. This looks ironic. I hope it is. But this is a wacky, fucked up world we live in. And it might not be ironic. No pigtails, wearing pants, literally porn brain damage here. Greatly reduced booty shape size from SF5. You see what I'm seeing? Like, her center of mass has changed. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? I don't think you are. Like, I think her ass is bigger. Am I crazy? I think her ass is bigger from Street Fighter 5. Boobs, maybe not. You know. Reduced breast size from SF4 to SF5. Like, I don't even know what to say. Yes, maybe. You have brain damage. You have porn brain damage, dude. They kept the duck lips from SF5. I don't know, dude. Oh yeah, and also reduced leg muscles. Unacceptable. I'm hoping this is ironic, especially on an unacceptable part. It makes me think this is a troll tweet. This guy just replies, porn addiction. Yeah, wanting a character to keep their original design is porn addiction. Eat a sack of shit, dumbass. Dude. Like, they're gonna have her original design. They're gonna have everyone's original design. We know they have her original design. Unless they just decided, you know what, we're gonna cut her original design. Why? Why would they do that if they've already pretty much completed? You know, we had that leak like 6 months ago. How fucking long was that ago? Like, we know they have it, dude. Like, so if you don't like this redesign, then pick the other design. You don't have to use this. And it's just people spamming shit. Like, what is
this you? Is this you?
Yeah, it's just people. It's just people fucking clowning on this guy.
Got no hoes. I don't. Oh, where did my hoes go?
Where they go?
Where did my hoes go?
Where they go?
Oh, I ain't got no hoes.
Hey,
I ain't got no hoes. Oh, where did my hoes go?
Hey,
where did my hoes?
Where they?
Yeah, I ain't got.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be my enemy. Yeah, sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy.
Alright, that one was going a little too far. But, yeah. Yeah, it's just people fucking clowning on this dude. Yeah, and like, look, this is what I'm saying. Not sure what you think greatly reduced means. But our proportions in the game are same as SF5. Maybe same. I think big. I think her ass is bigger, dude. Her ass is bigger. I'm just like, yeah, it's just people fucking clowning on this dude. Department of no bitches. Literally just, yeah, solid proof. I'm hoping this is ironic. Calm down, son. It's just a drawing. But anyway, you get it. Everyone's just talking about Cammy. There's 2 fucking other characters and no love for them. But yeah, I don't know. But I like it. I like the redesigns. I think every character looks much like their own, you know, especially because there's a resemblance of, you know, different body fat percentages, and I think that's very nice, and it makes the characters stand out, you know, a lot more from each other, because before every character was just super fucking lean and shredded. Same thing with Cammy, and it makes them look, you know, more normal, and makes them look different from each other, right? Not everybody is just some shredded fucking, you know, bodybuilding looking motherfucker. One thing I do like about Cammy's new design, or just how they like depicted her here, that I noticed that I don't think anybody has really pointed out, is they made her. Hold on, let's yeah, just wait for this dude with an absolute fat fucking dump truck. I don't know what the fuck this shot is, but just let him get out of the way. Axel in fucking Harlem here. They made her eyes and forehead a lot bigger, right? Normally this would be like a Y kind of thing, and I don't think many people find, you know, bigger eyes and foreheads necessarily more attractive, maybe. But the reason I think they made her eyes and forehead a lot bigger is to give her, and also same thing with the duck lips, as that one guy put it. I think the purpose behind that is to make her look more like a doll, right? A porcelain doll, and I think that's what they were going with it, and I think it fits. I think it looks good. You know, giving her these much larger eyes and forehead and whatnot, it makes her look a lot more like a sort of, you know, old school porcelain doll, and I think that's kind of where they were going with this design, and you know, I think it's fine. I like it. I think it's kind of cool. I'm not gonna play Cammy. I don't like Cammy. And it's definitely not going to play Gief. I think he honestly looks fucking sick, and I think he's very underloved. Also, not to mention the stages. The stages look great. This is probably one of my favorite stages that they've shown so far. Reminiscent of the, the factory stage in Street Fighter Alpha. Very good looking, just a very nice looking stage. You know, it's gritty, it's not too distracting, it's simplistic yet weirdly complicated and chaotic. Just a very nice stage. And then, you know, we got this stage. I like this stage too. It's nice and colorful, you know, fighting in front of the Cholo shop. Pretty tight. And then of course this stage is great. And it's, you know, I think reminiscent of, you know, the Third Strike Dudley stage also. And I like that, you know, and I think Dudley also has a good chance of coming back, and I'd like to see Dudley also come back. That would be pretty neat. But I like this stage. It's very nice looking. I think this stage is very great looking, and one thing I definitely like about it is, you know, these stages are very simplistic, yet have quite a bit going on, right? They're very, you know, they're not weird, right? I think a problem with a lot of the Street Fighter V stages is they're just kind of weird. Like, there's a, like, why is the only stage representing London or Britain or whatever the fuck, England, whatever you want to call it, in a fucking metro with like punk rock people and shit, and like dudes like, what is it, the Royal Guard and shit in the back? Like, I don't know, it just looks, it's very odd, you know. But I think this stage is really just encapsulates a lot of it. You know, I think this stage is very nice, and I think they were definitely going for, you know, the Street Fighter, the Third Strike Dudley sort of stage look. And for this one, I think they were kind of going for that, you know, Street Fighter Alpha sort of remake of that classic stage. And they look great. You know, every stage has been really good looking so far. The only one that I think is kind of mid is the one that Jury was revealed on, like the one woman, the like kind of Chinese stage. I think it's got like a dragon turtle thing spewing water in the back. You know what I'm fucking talking about. I think that one's kind of mid, but it's still nice looking. Yeah, these are really great stages. I'm still gonna put it on fucking training stage regardless. Still, nice stages nevertheless. I don't know, it's, you know, it's really something, you know, they care. And also, one last thing is, the jiggle physics aren't just for the chicks, you know. Everyone really noticed them jiggle physics when they showed off that Kimberly trailer, right? You know, but yeah, you can see with the gief, you know, they gave dude moob physics, and it looks fucking good. It looks good, and I really like that. But anyway, I'm gonna go off on a bit of a tangent here, because that's pretty much all I have to say. But I think, yeah, this is, you know, there's so much detail put into everything, so much care, and everything just looks so good. Everything's just been a complete banger that they've revealed, except for Dulcim. That character is just upsetting to see on the screen. But besides that, it's just banger after banger, really. And it shows that they care, and that's something that I think is really gone away in modern gaming, right? And something that I really like here is that they not only give a shit about their, you know, classic, you know, audience, fan base, whatever, and but also, you know, anyone who wants to play the game, they care about the people who want to play the game. You know, they give a shit, and I think that's rare to see now in this modern day of gaming, where everything is about, you know, cosmetics, microtransactions, fucking, you know, trying to sell battle passes and skins, and, you know, there's such a lack of soul in so many games. You know, it's all about, you know, making remakes, living off old IPs and popular titles, and, you know, there's just a lack of give a shit in fucking every video game nowadays, you know, and it's all about chasing some imaginary beginner audience, you know, wrecking your fucking game to obtain this, you know, mythic base of players, while also trying to maintain some kind of esports, and it's upsetting, you know, and modern gaming has just really devolved to that, and there's good games with soul and people who give a shit making them, give a shit about the game, not only the game but also the people who play it, their fan base. It's few and far between. You don't see it all that often, right? And just, you don't see it, right? And I think everything that's been shown so far really shows that Capcom cares, you know. Capcom doesn't just care if you buy the game, they care if you play it. And part of what really shows that they care is that they know their audience, not just the audience of, you know, the people playing Street Fighter, but the audience of the people who play certain characters, you know. They really do what they can to appeal to that. And I was going to state, like, when I was talking about Zangeif, for instance, they pack him full of, you know, wrestling references and stuff like that, right? And the reason for that is because, you know, people who play gief, they probably like wrestling. That's why they play gief. They like big bodies also. You know, make him fucking big. Make him a fucking monster, dude. And they really just double down on a lot of the things that they know that people play them for, right? People who play jury like feet. What do they give you? Feet. People who play Ken, you know, they don't care about the karate in him, right? So, you know, they just like Ken because he's edgy and cool, right? Or not really edgy, now he's edgy, but they like him because he's cool. So what do? They make him edgy and cool. You know, they know what kind of people like Ken, they know what kind of people play Ken, and pretty much everyone who likes and plays Ken before thinks that this is a great design for Ken. And his is by far the most drastic, right? People who like Cammy, fucking, they like ass. What do? They give you some ass, right? And they really are just, you know, doubling down on what people like about the characters, and appealing to that. And that's it really shows that they care, and they're definitely, they put a lot of work into the characters to appeal to people who like them, and that's really something. I think this, I'm gonna go off on even a longer of a tangent. We're going down a rabbit hole. I'm not even talking about this trailer anymore, so you can go away if you don't care about that. But I think even like the $1 million prize pool that was, or not million, $2 million prize pool, the $1 million prize for first place, shown in the Capcom Cup. I didn't make a video about Capcom Cup. I wanted to, but my mic kind of broke, so I had to buy a new one on the fly, and I just also didn't feel like I had much to say about it. I guess I'll say anything I wanted to say here. You know, it was good fucking games. I watched an unholy amount of Street Fighter that last week. I pretty much watched every Street Fighter League match that came out weekly, and then I watched all the LCQ, all of groups, and all of top 16 to finals. And you know, there are a lot of really great matches. I think by far my favorite one was the Big Bird versus Momochi. That one was really fucking hype. Or not Big Bird versus Momochi. Big Bird versus Mono, to get Momochi into top 16. I really thought Momochi would do a lot better than he did, but yeah, I don't know. He got into groups by the skin of his teeth. Almost got overtaken by some random nobody named fucking Cao Mao. And okay, post note, I'm actually hella retarded. Those were two different groups. The Cao Mao thing was Vago Patch versus ROF. I am out of it. Two different groups. Still the Momochi. Fuck. And there goes my mouse. Oh my god. This is, yeah. Still the Mono versus Big Bird was hella hype. Momochi did really well. Or I honestly, I was rooting for Momochi at the start. I thought he'd do a lot better. You know, if I was gambling, I would have probably lost a lot of money. And he got saved by the bell too many times. What was the match? Was it Momochi versus, who was it? Angry Bird, or I forget who it was, but it was so close. And Momochi only got saved by like a drop combo, like at the very end, or like a drop confirm and shit. And yeah, it was a nail biter every fucking time Mans was on screen. And I think he lost to NL, who was just very random Luke. Is how I'm gonna state it, but NL was entertaining to watch. Still, yeah. Good Capcom Cup. Of course, the only like part that I thought was like bad about the Capcom Cup was just Mr. Crinson being a fucking, you know, bracket hazard for as long as he was, getting out so many fucking players, man. That shit was upsetting. Just him being in groups, getting out DCQ and Chris CCH, two people. Like, I was coping. I knew they were not going to get out of that group because Angry Bird and also Mr. Crinson were in that group. And Angry Bird is really, I think, one of the best in the world. Like, easily top 10. That dude is just insane on how good he is. But I wanted one of them, you know. I didn't want Mr. Crimson in fucking top 16. I wanted either Chris CCH or DCQ because I really liked watching both of them. But sadly, I got neither. So that was really unfortunate. And he was just a complete bracket hazard, just eliminating a lot of really good players that probably should not have been eliminated. And it really shows against his match versus Takamura, dude. The sadness on man's face, bro. Like, I believe Mr. Crinson also eliminated Angry Bird, too. But back to Takamura, just the sadness on his face. He lost hope. Like, that last game, he just lost hope. You could see he's, like, shaking his head at the end of the games and shit, and it was upsetting to see. And it's fucking Dawson's such a cheap ass character, dude. Such a cheap ass fucking character, bro. What is it with French people and not wanting to fucking play the game? I'm looking at you, Super Akuma, bro. Oh my god, dude, shit's annoying. Shit's annoying. Just play it. Play a fucking normal character that's not just a walking win button, dude. But anyway, that's enough about that. I don't know how the fuck I got picked. It's two different groups, even the whole Cao Mao and Momochi getting in with the skin of his teeth. Anyway, I guess I'm just stoned. I don't fucking know, dude. But back to the video. Also, dude, do I even need to mention the fucking retardation from the Punk thing? That was just like okay. So Punk mirrors VX Bao, right? Unknown Chinese player. I think he said some bullshit beforehand, like, I'm gonna watch one match from this Cody, and if it's Cody ain't clean, I'm gonna mirror him. He fucking mirrors this dude, right? And I think he gets 1 round, and it's a first to 2, and then he fucking loses. And then after that, he plays Brandon, I think. He's just some random Luke player. I believe he won the Southeast CPT, if I'm not incorrect. And he, like, observing his gameplay, like, I've been watching a lot of Street Fighter. Punk was autopiloting. He was not playing like usual, right? He was just kind of just being very flowcharty, just being very arrogant and cocky, trying to just style on him, do whatever, look for fucking clips. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but he was not playing like real. And I believe Brandon got a game off, like got the set off him. And that made him go 2-3, and he did not win groups. He went 3-2 because he lost to Valmaster, right? The one person he said he was scared about in that group, which is just like, okay, if let's say he wasn't, because I don't think he was throwing against Valmaster. Up until the end, up until there was no point, because he had to beat him 2-0 in order for him to get out of groups, but he could not do that. He won the first one, lost the second one, and then after that, he just played the last set, and I think he was fucking around most of it. He just kind of on the decline, because there's no point. It doesn't matter if he wins or loses, he's not going anywhere. He's going home either way, right? So let's say he would lose to Valmaster no matter what, the one person he didn't want to fight. If he just played Luke normally, he should have went 4-1 and gotten out of groups. He didn't. He didn't. Instead, he tried to mirror VX Bow, which was stupid, because here's the thing. This guy has this VX Bow guy, right? He's sponsored. Alright. First of all, that should be concerning if you're a top level player. What is his sponsor? BLG. I don't think Punk knows what BLG is. But here's the thing. Have you seen anyone else with that BLG sponsor? Yes. DCQ, which he fought in the fucking Street Fighter League. And I believe DCQ beat Punk in the Street Fighter League. And Punk, in his video reacting to the groups, how they ordered the groups, the random spinny thingy, I believe he acknowledges DCQ as a strong player. He has the BLG thing. Okay? But, that's one player. You can't assume that they're all that good, right? There's a big difference between, Punk and Nephew, right? But, okay. Where else has he seen the BLG sponsorship? A certain player known as Shen. Now, this player is a nobody. Nobody knew who he was before he entered this. But he won the LCQ. Now, everyone knows his name. He got second here at Capcom Cup. Of course, he can't see the fucking future. He didn't know. But the thing is that he should have had to acknowledge is he won fucking LCQ for Capcom Cup. That is not easy. Okay, he had to beat Gachikun, Tokido, I believe Kichipa, which Punk made a video talking about how, this guy Kichipa could win the whole thing. Okay. So, he beat all these guys. It was not a fluke. And Punk was there watching the LCQ. And he would have been aware of the LCQ winner and the people who are in the LCQ. If you win that LCQ, you have to be a real fucking killer. So, two of these BLG people, Punk is already identified as strong, but doesn't put two together and thinks maybe this VX Bow guy is strong. And instead, he still goes with the fucking mirror. and loses. He is a like you can't even feel sad for him. I wanted Punk to get in the top 16, of course, but I can't even feel sad for him because he does this shit to himself. Like hopefully he learns that he's a dumb bitch, and if he keeps doing this dumb shit where he tries to mirror people and I'm the best in the world, you know, I can beat you with any character shit, he's gonna get nowhere. And I honestly think he's gonna fall off in Street Fighter 6 if he keeps this kind of shit up. You know, he really has not improved in a while, and I think it shows, you know, because, you know, he was that best in the world at one point, but now I think pretty much all these other players have surpassed him because all these other players keep getting better, and he's been stagnant because, you know, he has his title as the best in the world. He wants to keep this title, or at least appear to keep it, right? He wants other people to think he's the fucking best in the world, so he doesn't play Karen or his main, and plays all these goofy random characters that are he'll beat you with any character. That's the biggest fucking bullshit ever, because he'll beat you with pretty much any fundamentals based character with good footsies, and it's like, the thing is he wants to make it seem like he's still the best in the world. It's like, oh, if I just play Karen or whatever the fuck his main's supposed to be, then I would easily get, you know, Capcom Cup winner. But it's like, dude, nobody believes that. Nobody thinks you're the fucking best in the world right now. You are. I think he's honestly gotten worse. But yeah, just fucking moron, man. He did this shit all to himself. That's all I have to say about the Punk thing. It was a really good Capcom Cup and a really fitting end. You know, there's Chinese player like Zen or Zhen, however you pronounce it. I was hearing both during the whole thing. Just these Chinese players, man, like VX Bao, DCQ, which I never heard of before, Street Fighter League. You know, these players that just kind of come out of nowhere, right, and just start fucking shit up, man. These players are really good. And it makes you wonder how many more of these, you know, unknown, you know, really good Chinese players are there out there. Yeah, I was really rooting for Zen. You know, I thought, you know, but if you make it through LCQ, you gotta be a fucking monster, right? But yeah, it was just super good matches. Of course, Meta won, and the part it was very fitting that the very final the final game was ended by Meta walking backwards with Luke mashing pressing crouch jab, and with V trigger, right? And you can just bang her and then one more at any fucking point. I think that's very fitting, because that was kind of like the first thing a lot of people complained about when Luke first dropped, was how he can pretty much just checkmate you and play red light, green light from full screen. I thought that was kind of fitting end to Street Fighter, as that's kind of the last tournament. Kind of funny. Yeah, and I think Meta winning was really something. You know, it was super emotional. You know, you could see it on his face as soon as he won. You know, that feeling, even though he's already won, you know, that feeling doesn't go away. And being a two-time champion of Street Fighter 5 for Capcom Cup, truly, you know, you can state him as the GOAT for Street Fighter 5. You know, and it was really something, and I think his message was also pretty inspirational. You know, just go out and play some Street Fighter. But the $2 million prize, I think it's gonna get a lot of dumb motherfuckers thinking they can win it. I'm gonna burst your bubble right now. if you're not at least like Super Diamond in Street Fighter 5 right now, you have no chance in hell of winning that fucking that money, bro. You have no chance in hell of even winning a CPT and qualifying for groups, much less getting into top 16. And no fucking way are you winning that $1 million, bro. Especially like, dude, I feel like there's a lot of people I feel like with no fucking business saying that they might win this shit. You know, like these fucking silver and bronze strivers, Seijan viewers, man. Like you're not gonna make up any kind of, you know, skill difference. You know, you're not gonna make up the skill difference in like, what do you have? Fucking, because the game's gonna release and you're gonna have like maybe 6 months, and people are already playing the crack, man. But you're gonna have that, and you're gonna have to make up all of that. And if you're just playing Street Fighter 5 right now for your training, if you think you have a chance of winning it, you're behind the curve, bro. Because all the top players, man, they are playing the crack. You know they're fucking playing the crack. And they're not just like playing it like, I have the crack, I've played the crack, right? In quotation, I played it. I've fucked around with some combos, seen some moves, and seen some frame data. That's about it, right? These people are playing the crack. They are playing with other top players. You know, Punk is doing it. Idom is doing it. Smug is doing it. Chris T, of course, is doing it. All these fucking top players. Mena, I'm sure as hell is doing it. They're all playing this fucking crack beta, right? They are all playing it at their locals. They're playing at their house with, the, you know, through Parsec or whatever fucking else, you know. They are playing this fucking crack, and they are training, bro. By the time this game comes out, they will have already had, like, you know, they're going to have, like, an extra year of experience on you. So if your training is just play Street Fighter 5, you are going to be behind. And, like, a lot of these people, you know, there's a lot of people coming from anime games. That shit's dead because Arxis is stupid and Strive is a shitty game. People from Tekken, because Tekken 8 looks bumpy at best. I think there's going to be a lot of Tekken 8 players switching over. I think I've pretty much already done that. Yeah, a lot of people are going to come after this money. I don't think you're going to see any really new names. And if they are new names, they're going to be like people who are like GM and above in Street Fighter 5, and they had thousands of matches and stuff, and they were just online warriors that you haven't heard of, right? And just never applied for tournaments or anything. But now, because there's big money involved, they will. You'll see that. Besides that, you're not gonna see you're not gonna see a whole lot more. Like, but the thing is don't let that discourage you, because clearly Capcom thinks that they're gonna make a profit, right? They think they're gonna make a big profit from this shit, and I'm sure they are. And this might just change the landscape of, you know, fighting games in general. You know, there's going to be money involved now. This is going to be a real esports. You know, there's going to be people all over trying to, you know, get good at this shit. It really does feel like, you know, like the One Piece intro, where it's like, you want my treasure, you can have it. I left it all in first place. Now you just have to win it. Like, that's kind of the vibes I'm getting. And I think there's a lot of people who really want to win this. You know, a lot of people who are really motivated, and a lot of dreamers who have no fucking chance of winning it, but still gonna go through anyway. You know, and it's really something. This is, you know, it's something. And this will, you know, circulate. You know, everything's got to up their fucking prize money, right? Evo. Fucking defend the North, whatever, man. And it might take a while, But I think you should still work on getting better at the game as best as you can, even if you don't think you're going to win anything. Just be better. Be the best version of yourself. The other thing is, I feel like if this gets really big, think about it. This is the biggest prize pool. Not prize pool, but first place prize money. Not just in fighting games, not just in Street Fighter, not just in fighting game history, but I think in gaming history for an individual. I get it, team games, League, fucking CSGO, whatever, right? They have bigger prize money for first place, but the thing is those are teams games, right? If you think about it, they're not as big, because they got to split. If, let's say, they have a $2 million prize for first place, they got to split that between all the players, not to mention also tax. So 50% of that's already gone, because Uncle Sam always gets his cut. And what else? You also coaches and shit, whatever fucking league team they're on, everybody's got to get their cut of this, first place money prize. But it goes straight to the individual, right? It goes straight to whoever wins this. So for an individual, this is the biggest prize, I think, in all of gaming history, in all of esports history. That's really something, and that's going to get a lot of eyes. And this might attract the attention of not just people who are in the FGC, but people outside, right? Shit like, which I really don't want to see. I really don't want to see, because this shit's going to be really annoying, right? People like other gaming teams, fucking, teams that play like CSGO, Valorant, R6, League, teams like that, fucking FaZe Clan and shit like that. I don't want to see teams like that fucking try and get involved in the Street Fighter and shit just because there's money. I feel like that's really fucked up. But I think if this does pick up a lot of traction, then it might, you'll get people like fucking FaZe Clan and shit coming in here like, oh, I'm gonna win this shit. I'm a pro fucking CSGO player. I can win this shit. No. And then they're gonna try and do this shit. They're gonna get hard stuck in gold and just bitch on Twitter about how bad the game is. And I don't wanna listen to that. I don't wanna deal with fucking those idiots, And the thing is if all you're doing is playing this shit for the money, you're not gonna get anywhere. You're running on a fucking treadmill. Everyone who's at the top of something, the reason that they're at top is not just for the money, it's because they like it, right? LeBron James isn't fucking, maybe now, a lot of people at the top, they don't even care about it anymore, they're just doing it because they're good at it, they're sponsored, whatever. But at some point, these people like it. You never get to the top if your number one influence is money. There's always something more, and you gotta have a passion for this shit. You have to care about fighting games. And this might attract a lot of people who don't give a shit about fighting games, right? And I don't want to deal with those fucking people, dude. I don't want to see those people on Twitter. I don't want to see these people on YouTube. I don't want to see people, with bigger audiences than most of these fucking actual fighting game players, just talking shit about, mauling about how shit the game is because they're hard stuck in gold. And they feel like they should fucking win the $1 million fucking Capcom Cup prize pool because they're, they're the best player in fucking Overwatch or some shit, dude. Go eat a dick. Nobody likes you. But I feel like that's going to happen. It's happened, dude. It happens all the time. Anything that gets wildly popular, everyone starts to jump on the bandwagon. It's happened with boxing. It's happened, with just fitness in general. Like the FaZe Clan, we're gonna do push-ups and shit, and fucking with, Tristan Lee or whatever. It's just like, dude, you have, and there's all these influencers who have no business doing boxing, and that shit rubs me the wrong way. And this shit will too, but I don't know, maybe I'm just being a Grinch, maybe I'm just a pessimistic asshole. I don't know. I don't care. It's not that big of a deal. Anywho, I think the money is, you know, this is a new era, a new chapter in Street Fighter history for sure, in fighting game history for sure. And Capcom's really has no more competition anymore. They really fucking don't, dude. There's no other real fighting games on the market right now. You know, anime games are fucking dead. Strive made sure of that. This, you know, Tekken, it looks like it's going the way of the dodo also. And besides that, you got nothing else. You know, everything else is kind of falling off. KOF, boring ass game. Oops All Shotos. And just, I don't know. KOF isn't terrible, but it wasn't really good either, you know. And, you know, this game's really just doing everything right. This game really is. And, I don't know, I think this is going to be an era of just, you know, just Capcom, you know. And Mortal Kombat, I feel like people who play Mortal Kombat they're not real fighting game players. They aren't the same fan base, alright? The true underdog has never played a grounded footsie in his life, okay? I'm gonna be fucking real here. It's not the same. It's not the same. Anyway. Yeah, I don't think Capcom is much competition anymore. I can't see any other fighting game in a long time coming anywhere close to how well this game's going to do. However, unless it's of course like a fighting game, a completely brand new IP, something like, I don't know, like a completely brand new IP by a well-known company, and they do well on it and they put a lot of effort in it, something like, I don't know, I don't fucking know, you know, Ubisoft fucking fighting game that is made, a new IP, new shit, maybe. But anything that's on the market right now, no, they're just not even competition, you know. But hey, Capcom chose stay winning, I guess. And yeah, I think the prize pools are going to get a lot bigger. There's going to be a lot more people in the scene, and I don't know, I really hope that, you know, I stay around, you know, doing all this goofy YouTube shit, to really see a lot of that. But you never know. You never know, really. Anyway, I think that's really all I have to say. This game is just, it cares. It fucking cares. And that's something I haven't seen in a long time. A long fucking time. And this is really going to be something new, you know, a new era. And that's all I really have to say. So, I don't know. Tell me in the comments. Fucking whatever, dude. What character you think you're going to be playing in this game? What character you think looks, you know, the sickest? I'm definitely going to be... I already have an idea. I think I'm going to play DJ. Is going to be my main. I think he looks kind of sick. And I'm also interested in Blanka. I think Blanka has goo or sauce, whichever one is greater. And from just the pay-per-view showcase thing between JP and Blanka, dude, Blanka looked fucking bullshit, and really good too. So I think Blanka's gonna be mad cheap, so I might try him also. And the only other characters I'm really interested are Marissa and JP. I want to also give a test drive of those characters too. Those characters I think look interesting, but I don't know. Tell me who you are thinking of playing and I don't know. Give me your top 5. I don't know, in the comments. Give me your top 5, you know, characters that you want to see in Street Fighter 6 as DLC. I have my 5. I'll put them in the description, I guess. And I don't know. See ya.